Hello everyone, it's Yen and welcome to 4th year semester 1. I have to say that 4th year was and is still my favorite year at university, and I wanted to remember it, so I took a bunch of clips during that year, and here I am a couple years later making a video finally. So I hope you enjoy as you watch and reminisce with me as we travel back to 2018. 4th year is the beginning of the end. By 4th year, I knew the ins and outs of grounds, celebrated many birthdays, and experienced yearly traditions with my fellowship 3 times by then. Yet, even by the end of my university career, there was never a lack of novelty. New friendships, new apartment mates, new routes to school, etc., etc. You would think that by the time someone gets to 4th year that they'd have it all under control, but they don't. I applied for graduation without a clue as to what the next year would look like. I still didn't exactly know where I stood with all my friendships or whether I'd keep them all post-graduation. I didn't even have a solid church community to return to when I'd moved back home. There were even more questions than answers, but I placed them aside in order to enjoy everything in the present, the here and now. 3 years had flown by in a blink of an eye, and I knew that 4th year would be no different. I had so many ambitions for making most of the final year in undergrad, trying out all of the restaurants I missed out on, hanging out with and investing in all of the new first years, and exploring Charlottesville to find hidden local treasures, all while maintaining everything I was already doing. Being a student and trying to be good at it, serving a local church and trying to be faithful in it, being a part of a faith community and trying to be an active member in it, volunteering, researching, discipling, learning and growing in my relationship with God, and much more. By the end of that semester, I didn't achieve most of those new things, and I struggled to keep up with everything else. I was met with my limited human capabilities and resources, energy, time, relational capacity, all of it. I guess by saying all of this, I just want to admit that even during what I considered the best school year, and maybe even the best year of my life, I couldn't do everything I wanted. I carried a feeling of departedness and isolation from that summer into that semester, and I spent my time selfishly trying to figure out how to move from a place of departedness to togetherness. I wish I could go into all of this deeper and give you a conclusion, but I'm still sorting it all out 2 years later. All I can say for now is that being set apart is lonely, but also comes with the fulfillment of God's promises of His grace, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, strength, and peace in your life. Yes, there were so many joys experienced during that semester, but there were equally a lot of asking God why something was happening, wondering if He saw and cared for me in my loneliest moments, backtracking and finding purpose in past hurts, trying to be a good friend and failing too many times to count. I could go on and on and on about how my life reflected the brokenness of this world. And I don't want to end on a sad note, but I had to be honest that while I've only captured the highlights on video to show the words I'm speaking to you are the gaps in between and were equally important, maybe even more so in my formation as I long to become more like Jesus. So, in the end, it's not so sad, but honestly very hopeful and redemptive. And also, to be fair, none of the difficult parts cancel out the happy parts. The happy ones are actually the ones I tend to dwell on more and more as time passes. And there are also way more happy bits that I couldn't include in this video. Everything from the mundane to the once in a lifetime. And in all of these moments, I couldn't believe that I was chosen to experience them all. But those moments don't complete the story, and making these videos have been an exercise in reflection, which I was very bad at during 4th year. It's cathartic to release the thoughts and feelings that I had hoarded for so many years without properly slowing down and processing them all, the good, the bad, and everything in between. Maybe this video will urge you to do some reflection yourself. I think it's really good for the soul. Well, anyways, as always, thank you so much for sticking through all of this, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye for now.